investigation continues into two City of Muncie employees that were suspended after questionable payments. An update from Indiana State Police, plus what the city used to uncover the payments in question.
Plus, the story of how one local corner store is bringing more than just music to the community, how the store's owners are making music, and why they choose Muncie as the place to get started.
Open up the skies because you're waking up with Cardinal weather.
Good Friday morning to you. You're waking up with Cardinal weather. I'm Catherine Segal.
And I'm Marianne Evans.
And it's an early morning here, but we're planning on going home for fall break. I'm excited to see my mom.
Oh, me too. Missing the pets.
Yes, for sure.
An update to a NewsLink story from Indiana brought to you earlier this week. Indiana State Police say a criminal investigation has not yet been opened into two Cities of Muncie's employees suspended this week. Both employees are under investigation and suspended without pay. That came after a controller's office covered a questionable payment last week.
Mayor Dan Ridenhour says a system has been in place to check every payment going through the city. That system was implemented after a federal investigation into the Dennis Tyler administration. Ridenhour says the city wants to be transparent with the public.
We've put in controls that allow these things to be caught as early on as possible, and I hope that that can be the one positive out of this, that we did catch this.
The city says it will not release the names of the employees while the investigation is ongoing. Indiana State Police say they are looking through information before deciding whether or not to open a criminal investigation.
Libraries across Muncie are working to keep history alive with a community scanning day. NewsLink Indiana's Madeline Kerr explains how this event will allow community members to preserve their old photos and documents.
History is a collection of stories, and historians in Muncie are looking to add to the narrative.
People may not want to donate their original artifacts to the archive, but that information and those stories can still be shared with the community through an event like a Community Scan Day.
This weekend, Muncie residents will be able to scan their old photos and documents, adding their page to the history books.
They may have, hidden away in a closet some really interesting and important material that kind of describes and documents the history of our community.
The focus for this event is women in politics and the military.
We've been trying to document and share the stories of women who haven't been represented in the history books.
But it's also to make sure people know that they belong.
Their history is important. You don't have to be one of the founding fathers of Muncie, or you don't have to be one of the industrialists to have made an impact on Muncie and Delaware County. Your history is important and my history is important. It all fits together to tell a complete story.
It gives people a sense of place and a sense of belonging to know where they came from, and also to kind of see where we're going.
Community Scan Day will take place this Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. at Minnetrista Museum and Gardens.
Our senior producer for Waking Up with Cardinal Weather, Livy Kleemeyer, got a chance to talk with Ball State alumni Don Yeager. Yeager was inducted into the Ball State Hall of Fame this week. He shared some advice on making those college years last.
You probably hear this far too often, but it's a matter of not being in a hurry. I was always in a hurry, and every time I achieved something, it felt like it wasn't enough because I wanted more and I wanted it faster.
Yeager is an 11-time New York Times bestseller author and a longtime associate director for Sports Illustrated editor. He is also a part of the College of Communication, Information, and Media Dean's Executive Advisory Council.
A human library made its way to Minnetrista at the start of the month. Vincent Martirano explains how the people participating share their unique life experiences and stories with others.
The library at Minnetrista's Oakhurst Gardens is a safe place for positive conversations about stereotypes and prejudice.
Our books are authentic. I mean, I've had people ask me, are they paid to be a book? No. Because once you start doing that, you're selling a story, and it's not the same. These are just authentic stories.
People who attend the library are known as readers. When a reader checks out a book, they're met by somebody who works at the library, known as a librarian, who will walk them to the location of the book. There, they get 30 minutes to spend talking about the book's story and experience, and they're encouraged to ask questions.
You know, when we're raised not to ask those personal questions. Like, you see someone in a wheelchair in a store and your mother says, shh, shh, shh. If the kid says, hey, Mommy, why is that person looking like that? Shh, shh, shh. And here we're saying, no, ask those questions.
Each book volunteers their time to tell their story. Pam Taylor has been a book for a year now after her son died by suicide.
It's the way I cope, is to talk about suicide, reduce the stigma, and it's very important to me. So
the goal is for readers to leave the library with a more open mind and a better understanding of stereotypes and prejudices.
It just opens up your own perspective to say, boy, yeah, I never thought about that. We're all in a better place if we can start doing that.
After the reader is finished with their book, they return it to the shelf and pick up another book.
The next Human Library in Muncie will be at the Muncie Public Library on November 9th from 4 to 5:30.
Yeah, I'm trying to come back, get things started again. It's going to be a while. God bless you all, and thanks for sticking with me.
An Anderson legend is in the hospital after he was hit by a car Sunday night. Larry Vanis, also known as the Can Man, has several broken bones and other injuries. According to updates shared on his Facebook page on Thursday, Vanis was intubated to help his breathing. Vanis is known in Anderson for his work to collect pop tabs for the Ronald McDonald House in Indianapolis. He has collected more than 25 million tabs throughout his journey. Cards and gifts for Vanis can be dropped off at some of the tab drop-off locations. Updates on his recovery will be shared to Facebook at Larry the Can Man Vanis.
A local corner store on the south side of town has been making a difference in the community. Newsleak Indiana's Grace Binkowski tells the story of how the owners arrived in Muncie.
The comfort of a corner store, cheap snacks, hot coffee, and of course, neighborly company. Something owner Mike Martin has wanted to bring to Muncie for a while.
The common market is just, community corner store, where people used to come gather penny candy, hang out at the coffee table.
Martin and his co-owner purchased the building known as the Common Market in 2015. It sells everything from groceries to vinyls, offers free internet access, and gives out donations. Its purpose is to serve community members of Muncie, but the inspiration for the market was found far from Indiana.
I actually played one of these in Charlotte, North Carolina with my band, and I was like, are we playing in a grocery store? It started in Charlotte, even the name.
While he's not cashing out customers, Martin spends his time rocking out with his band, Mike Martin and the Beautiful Mess. While on the road in 2015, Martin found out how to fuse his love for music into the market. By having an open recording studio, Martin says he wants to give other musicians a free space to create.
Because there was a place where I could go play music when I first started playing, that was kind of the mission, is to make a place, again in Muncie where that could happen.
Whether it's a song on the road or a soda at the market, Martin wants residents to know
that Muncie is home.
Mike doesn't just sell items at the Common Market, he also makes some of his own music in the recording studio. Specifically, his newest album and 2 most recent singles, which you can listen to on Spotify.
And those temperatures are getting colder. I know when I go home, I'm going to have to get all my coats and bring them back here because I've been freezing walking to class.
Oh, yeah, and bringing them back to school, too.
For sure. Maria, are we going to keep seeing those colder temperatures?
I wish we are, but as last week we were in our 70s, this week we're going to be going down all the way to 30s, which is very surprising. As we see here in Muncie, we're at 48 degrees, and then here up in the north, we're hitting the 40s, but we're down low, we're going to 30, so I'm feeling like we're going to be feeling those 30s weather at some point. Break just started for us soon enough, but Indianapolis in here, I'm going back home, so it's going to be at 49 degrees, which I'm not ready for because my plan was to go to Pumpkin Patches this weekend, but I don't know if that's going to be the plan. And then here we see throughout, we're tracking the whole week, cooler temperatures, we have sunny conditions, and then we are seeing breezy conditions. So keep that jacket on you this week, but also keep some umbrella or something nearby you because we're gonna see a little bit of rain. And then we'll be seeing the full forecast later on. Back to you.
Thanks, Maria. Just ahead, Florida begins the process of rebuilding after Hurricane Ian devastated parts of the state. How long the process is expected to take.
plus the new climate report that takes a closer look at how the federal government has been preparing for climate change. That's after your weather now. Welcome back. The time is 8:11 and you're looking at the Foundational Science Building. It's looking clear skies, a little bit nippy. And in Florida, it has been more than 1 week since Hurricane Ian slammed Florida. Hundreds of thousands of people in hard-hit regions are still feeling the lingering effects of that devastating storm.
Power outages, tainted water, damaged homes, and even lost loved ones. Gloria Pazmino explains where the work to rebuild stands.
Give me water. I don't need electricity. I have a candle.
For people along the battered Gulf Coast of Florida, it's going to be a long while before things return to normal, as both the cleanup and recovery efforts continue.
We're hopeful that we're going to find individuals alive. There's a lot of wood frame construction here where people may just be trapped.
More than a week since Hurricane Ian left a path of destruction, some people are now dealing with life without electricity, clean water, and damaged homes.
We just have to fix up our yard. But then our neighbors, that house over there, we know all these people.
According to PowerOutage.us, across the state, close to 200,000 customers are without power as of Thursday afternoon. And people living in more than 22 Florida counties are without clean running water. Boil water notices in place for dozens of areas.
There's a big humanitarian mission here. There's a big public safety mission here.
Meanwhile, other hard-hit regions are taking small steps towards normalcy. In Naples and the rest of Collier County, students returned to school Thursday for the first time in over a week.
They got to go to school, get back to regular routine, and it helps parents out.
And on the decimated island community of Sanibel, residents allowed to return to unrecognizable neighborhoods.
Oh my God, their house is gone.
And as Floridians pick up the pieces of what's left of their homes, their resilience in full display. In Fort Myers, Florida, I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
Our thoughts and condolences go out to all the Floridians dealing with the effects of Hurricane Ian right now. Jack, what are we seeing in other national news?
Yeah, in other national news, the big story right now is the cool down. So let's go to the wall and we can track that all out for you guys right here. So the big story, like I said, is this big cool down that we are seeing across the country right now. So the main thing is this massive cold front, actually, that's spanning from New England area all the way down here to the base of the Rocky Mountains there. And all this is this is cool Canadian air moving in. So these are our current temperatures right now. So here in Muncie, it's going to be 48 degrees. Minneapolis, 42 degrees as that cooler, more fall-like temperatures does move into the area. So let's go ahead and look at today's highs as we have today. So it's going to be 60 degrees here. We see before this cool front actually gets down to the south, it's going to be quite warmer down here. Be 80 degrees in Atlanta. Denver is going to be at 48. So fall-like temperatures are definitely on the way. And with that cold front, I should say, is going to be part of the nation's first look at freezing conditions here. So all this turquoise here through the Dakotas into Iowa, that's actually going to be freeze warnings. So these people are already seeing degrees lower than 32, either tonight into tomorrow. And all these purple shades here are going to be frost advisories and watches. So a lot of the nation will actually be seeing their first frost either tonight or specifically on Saturday morning. I know those temperatures are going to get quite cold there. as we look at our severe outlook, so this is actually relatively low down here in the southwest. This is just for the chance of some thunderstorms popping up. But the reason I mention this is the past couple days, the Southwest has actually been experiencing some dust storm action. So what happens there is the thunderstorms will pop up. It'll throw out a lot of air in front of the system there. It's called a gust front. That gust front will then pick up a lot of dust and debris from the ground and throw it into the air. I mean, just last night over here in Coachella Valley, just kind of south of LA here, there was a big dust storm that came through a couple days ago. There was one in Arizona. So it is something that we do have to keep an eye on, specifically through today and tomorrow there, because its visibility will be hindered. So tomorrow's highs, as this front does move a little farther south, 73 in Atlanta, so big change there. 58 Cincinnati, Billings at 67. So this will finally usher in more fall-like temperatures. Now going to our current radar, it's pretty cool. As this cooler air comes down, we're actually getting some lake effect rain coming off of Lake Michigan, and we also have some storms happening out here in Nebraska. So radar's looking quite calm right now. It should be a pretty good weekend as high pressure moves in behind those fronts to clear out those skies there.
Thank you, Jack.
The White House released reports Thursday on multiple agency efforts to climate change risks. On Thursday, more than 20 agencies' progress reports on climate change protection efforts were released. The reports were requested by President Biden on his first day in office. They detail examples of progress the White House says it has made. That includes reinforcement of federal facilities and fortification of the supply chain to prepare for climate disasters. The White House's chief sustainability officer said these efforts will be especially important in the face of weather disasters like Hurricane Ian. At the start of this year, weather disasters had costed the U.S. $750 billion in the previous 5 years.
Scientists say they may have discovered how life on Earth began, with water. That's according to a new research study from chemists at Purdue published in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. They analyzed water and found a mechanism for peptide-forming reactions. Peptides are the building blocks of proteins, which are also the building blocks of life. Scientists say this could give credit to the theory that life on Earth began in the oceans. They say this research could help develop medication to treat debilitating diseases. In just a moment, the Ball State esports team is expanding their collection of awards, but their most recent honor has nothing to do with their gaming abilities.
Plus, the record-breaking home run that is taking the baseball world by storm, where that famous baseball is heading next, that's after a message from Mitz.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitz will take you there.
Welcome back. The current time is 8:19 and you're taking a look outside at the Foundational Science Building. The Ball State's esports program earning another award, but this one is a little different. Andy Newman spoke with the leaders of the group to find out just how much this honor means.
Ball State Esports adding another piece of hardware to their fast-growing collection. The program earning the Esports Collegiate Community of the Year Award from the Collegiate Sports Management Group. But this honor is given for reasons other than their excellence in the gaming arena.
So it has nothing to do with our competitive ability, which I think is also, award worthy, but more about, our students are always kind and courteous. We have a culture that we don't really complain. We just try to get it done.
This kind of award isn't just given to anyone. Dan Marino and his students have put in a tremendous amount of time and effort building their program into a place that warmly welcomes over 500 students. a program and a community that they can all call home.
If you want to play, like, we want you here. We want you to be a part of the community, because I know personally, like, coming in freshman year, it's like I didn't really have anywhere to go necessarily. Like, college was kind of scary. Esports gave me a place to be, so it's like I want that for other people.
It means a lot to me. Like, I've found friends. I found a lot of like experience and leadership experience through doing this program, especially with club. I feel great about leading this community.
With all of this recognition and success, the future of Ball State Esports will be cultivated right here at the bottom of Robert Bell in the Ball State Esports Lab.
We have a lot of really exciting projects being worked on. You know, everything from what the teams are doing on the day-to-day and their competitions, what our broadcast team is doing. I think we're on a trajectory that not many other collegiate programs can match currently, and that's really exciting.
Marino and his students will look to expand upon their already successful program throughout their 2022-2023 Varsity Gaming campaign. In Muncie, Andy Newman, Newslink, Indiana.
A tennis great is speaking up about her battle against breast cancer. 18-time Grand Slam champion Martina Navratilova was diagnosed with cancer more than a decade ago. Now she is speaking about the importance of regular screening for early detection.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I wish I had paid more attention to it, because it was 4 years between mammograms when I found out I had DCI. We are positive, we have to be, and we get into solutions. So as shocking as the news was to me, it really knocked me on my butt, literally. But I said, okay, what do we need to do? I cried for about 30 seconds, and then I got over it. So, okay, what do we do? How do we get in the solution?
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. According to the American Cancer Society, there was a dip in mammograms during the pandemic. This month, health experts are reminding everyone that screening and early detection can save lives.
Baseball history was made this week. Tuesday night, Corey Humans caught New York Yankees Aaron Judge's 62nd home run of the season. That broke Roger Maris's record of 61 single-season homers, which he set 61 years ago. Fans at the game say this is a moment they've been waiting for.
It was right below us. It was awesome. My son's a big Yankee fan, both of us are, so this was something amazing to see in person. We've been watching for...
Humans says he's not sure if he'll keep the ball, sell it, or give it to the judge. Some baseball experts say ball could be worth millions. As for Judge, he says he would like to keep the ball, but Humans has the right to do whatever he chooses.
And I know Maria was talking about how she wanted to go to a pumpkin patch. Well, I've been planning to go to Jacob's Family Orchard. Do you have any fall plans?
Yeah, I'm going home for the weekend and going to the orchard as well.
You do plan to? Okay, yes. Well, I'm excited to get some apple cider donuts there, but I'm guessing I'm gonna have to layer up. Maria?
Layer up or wait for that one. Since we were hitting the 70s last week, this week we're hitting down really low. As we are seeing here in Muncie, we're at 48 degrees. I'm not staying in Muncie, so I'm not too worried about that one. But if you are, bring a jacket, do something. Go outside though, go have fun. And then up here in the north part, we are seeing at 40s, but we are not all the way up to hitting the 50s. So it's gonna be down in the 40s, feeling like 30s. Same down here in the 50s. Down in the south, it's still at the 50s. It's gonna feel like 40, just put it a little down, bring a jacket, keep warm. But we are seeing rain showers throughout the week, so keep an umbrella nearby or keep something to keep you covered. And then today at 9 a.m., we are seeing sunny, cloudy skies in Muncie at 42 degrees, so it's gonna be pretty chilly, but then it's gonna go up a little at 12 p.m., and we are gonna be getting that sunny day throughout the whole day. And at 52 degrees, but then at 5 p.m., we go back to some clouds, not too much, but it's gonna be a little bit. At 57 degrees, as it goes higher and higher, but still very cold. And then today, we have partly cloudy skies with the winds in the north side at 10 to 15 degrees miles per hour, with a 45% chance of rain, and that has been going up throughout time, so bring that umbrella out, but we're gonna be at 58 degrees throughout the whole day. We are seeing tonight clear and cold skies, hitting about 10 p.m. with a 36 degree weather and winds at northwest at 5 miles per hour. Again, keep that hoodie on, keep that jacket on throughout the whole entire day because it's not going to be any better, and it's going to be feeling like we are in the 20s. So that's going to be pretty fun. Tomorrow's forecast, though, it is going to be mostly sunny. It is Saturday tomorrow, so that's going to be great for the weekend. It is going to be at 58 degrees with sunny, cloudy skies, with the winds hitting in the west-northwest at 10 miles per hour. And then we will be seeing throughout the whole week the time just going up, up, and up. It's going to be hitting those 58 degrees throughout the first part today, and then it's going to go down to its 40s as the low, and then it's going to hit the 30s, which is not the ideal plan to go out. But then we are also seeing throughout the whole time, we're seeing rain showers, we're seeing cloudy skies. Down throughout Wednesday and Thursday next week, we are getting a lot of rain showers. It is going to be at a 50 or 60 degree temperature. So it gets a little hotter, but then we are still getting that cold temperature in the middle of the night at like 10 p.m. It's going to be around those 30s, 40s, 50s. So just keep that jacket on, and then let's see what else they have.
Thanks, Maria. I'm ready for the weekend. In just a moment, Halloween is right around the corner, and people are getting ready to buy supplies. The polls are in for Indiana's favorite Halloween candies.
Plus, meet another adoptable pet, Pixie. That's after your weather now.
From the heart of Ball State to the heart of your community, NewsLink Indiana brings you local and state news you care about. We pride ourselves with giving you the most reliable news coverage, stories that affect you, linking you to the community each night on air and online. NewsLink Indiana, bringing news to the heart of your community.
Welcome back. This week on our Adopt a Paw segment, we have Highlight a Paw who got a bit of dance fever.
Today we meet Pixie. Pixie is about 6 years old and may seem shy at first, but quickly opens up when head scratches or treats are involved. You'll also see that she's not afraid to show off some of her dance moves. Pixie will do well in a home with older children and is dog selective. If you're interested in adopting Pixie or any other pet, head over to the Muncie Animal Care and Services website at cityofmuncie.com. How adorable.
Instead of being sent to the principal's office, students at a school in Washington State send their principal to the roof.
Walt Clemens, the principal of Spoken Valley Summit School, made a deal with students to help raise money for the school. Clemens said if students and their parents could raise $50,000, he'd spend the day on top of the building. And the students collected $60,000, and Clemens kept his word. Fortunately for him, the skies were clear for the day. The school is planning to use the money for school trips and activities. And I have a fear of heights, so I don't know if that would be a great challenge for me, but great to see that that school is donating so much money.
Yeah.
With Halloween creeping around the corner, CandyStore.com is out with an interactive map of all 50 states' favorite Halloween candies.
There were a couple of favorites that topped in the list here in Indiana. First place is Starburst, then Hot Tamales in second, and Jolly Ranchers in third. CandyStore.com uses 15 years of sales data to compile the list. The National Retail Federation estimates U.S. consumers will sell out about $3.1 billion on Halloween candy this year.
Well, hot tamales, that surprised me. Starburst, I'm here for that, but let's get a final look at weather with Maria.
Okay, yeah. No, on Friday, we are seeing cloudy skies and with a 58 and then a low of 42. And then Monday, we are seeing 58 with a low of 34, so it's getting back to those 30s. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's getting back up to those 70s, but also staying down in that 36, 44, and 47 as a low. As Tuesday, we are getting back to sunny, but we are seeing cloudy skies throughout the whole week. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we are seeing rain throughout that whole day.
That's all for Cardinal weather for this Friday morning. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next Friday. Have a great rest of your day and a fantastic weekend.